This is part one of a series on making sense of fractions. The word fraction comes from the Latin word fractus, which means broken. A fraction has two parts, a numerator and a denominator. The numerator is the number of equal parts, and the denominator is the number of equal parts that make up a whole. We look at the Latin background of these words, and enumerator comes from the Latin word enumerate, and denominator comes from the Latin word denomination. Enumerate simply means account, and denomination simply means size. So from here on out, we're going to refer to the numerator as the count and the denominator as the size. So in this example, we have a size of 2 and the count of 1. Now, equivalent fractions, let's take a look at these. On the left-hand side, we have a shape with a size of 3, 1, 2, 3, and a count of 2. The same exact table has just been divided into, rather than a size of 3, into a size of 9. The same sections stayed shaded, but now our count is 6. Okay, so you can see equivalent fractions are not exact, but they do hold the same value. So, as promised, we're going to look at the concrete stage, making sense by moving, and we're going to be talking about reducing fractions. So to do this, I'm going to be using virtual counters, two-sided counters. So we're going to start with the fraction 1/3. I have 1/3 represented here. The size is 3, 1, 2, 3, and the count is 1. I have 1 flipped over. I have this nice and neat lined up, and to find an equivalent fraction, all that I need to do is to make equal columns in this case. So I'm going to continue this pattern of having 1 above, 1 that's yellow, and 2 that's red in each column. So 1/3 is equivalent to 2 out of 6, or 2/6. It's also equivalent to 3/9, and I could keep going. 1/3 is also equivalent to 4/12. Right. Now let's go in reverse. So in reverse, I am looking at a large fraction, and I want to simplify it into lowest common denominator. So again, I'm finding an equivalent fraction, but I'm starting with a larger number. So let's start with the fraction 2/6. In the fraction 2/6, the size is 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I have an extra one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want a count of 2. So I'm going to flip 2 counters over. Now I have 2/6. Now what I need to do is I need to be able to move these manipulatives around. So I am going to have to find a way to make equal rows or columns. I see here that I have 2 is the least amount that I have. So I'm going to make 2 equal columns. I'm going to move the red to see if that works. And it does. So instead of thinking of this now as 2/6, I'm going to look at it another way. So I could say that this is 1 row shaded in out of 3 rows. So 2/6 would be equivalent to 1, a count size of 1, and the size is 3. There's 3 rows. So 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6.